Clone Drone the Hyperdome is a VR roguelike arena brawler developed by Dobara Games, the same people who made, Clone Drone the Danger Zone, their previous title, which was a console title. This new one they made on December 12th of 2024 is a VR title. Now, it builds on the concept of Clone Drone the Danger Zone as it fleshes out the world a bit more. So instead of you just pressing buttons, you're actually the one swinging the sword. The game is currently priced at $20. It puts it in the mid-range, but I don't really think it justifies that price tag. Let me tell you why. Now, the story is fairly simple. You're just a human consciousness and a robot gladiator forced to battle in an intergalactic death arena, just for the entertainment of an AI-controlled audience. It's definitely a fight-or-die scenario. Now, throughout the game, you'll fight increasingly difficult enemies, make upgrades, and just try to survive. Now, the gameplay is where it shines. The combat's physics-based, meaning that your attacks aren't just you pressing buttons, but they depend on how you swing your weapon in real life. So your strikes, your dodging, and your blocking, it all requires really precise movement, but you also can get access to ranged weapons later on, like bows, or possibly new abilities. Now, one of the most notable features of the game is your character's ability. A blink. It's you teleport short distances to avoid attacks, move faster. Now, it's smooth, it's quick, but it breaks the immersion a surprising amount. But when you actually kill an enemy, you can cut them into pieces, which is actually very fun. It's one of the main ways you actually kill them. It makes every hit feel good. Now, what does the game do well? So first off, combat. It feels amazing. I love how it plays. It's responsive, it's fun, and each fight feels engaging. Now, the best part about this is that every single enemy uses motion capture animation, so you can so it looks a lot more human than you'd think. It feels like you're fighting a human, and it's fresh, it's fun, and it's something that most things on VR don't have. It runs smoothly on an Oculus Quest 2. In my experience with my Quest 2, it has very few frame drops. Even when there's a lot going on, it's really overwhelming to have a game not lag when I'm in the middle of a fight. And it's a big deal for VR games, where lag can just ruin immersion completely. But it's got a lot of downsides with those upsides. Now, the environments feel repetitive. Most battles take place in very similar looking arenas. It gets a little stale over time. But while the combat is fun, the enemy variety isn't that big, so you might start feeling like you're fighting the same enemies, because you've got the dude with the sword and the axe, you got the dude with just a sword and a shield, you got an archer, a katana guy, and a dude with a big axe. It's 5 enemies. Now, it gets a bit stale over time. As I said, there's not a lot of replayability, and there's not that much of a story in it either. It feels a bit light on content, and at $20, I'd expect more. So, is it worth buying? I mean, if you like games like Blade and Sorcery or Bone Lab, then definitely give it a shot. But if you like games like Blade and Sorcery, Bone Lab, it's definitely a good buy. It's anybody who likes arena-style combat. That's what I'm looking for buyers. But if you're looking for a deep story or a lot of variety, it's kind of lacking. It's best for people who like skill-based combat over storytelling. I mean, there's also another part that I haven't talked about. Abilities. One of the most exciting parts of this game is the abilities you can unlock as you progress through your run. Now, unlike traditional hack and slash, this game actually uses a roguelike system, which is very interesting. It gives you range of skills. You can unlock different skills. You can choose your different approach every run. Now, you have Blink's ability, which lets you go short distances, good for dodging. It feels fluid, it feels tactical, it feels almost just like it's an actual part of you. Now, there's a lot of different abilities that you can get. I'm probably not going to go through all of them, but I think my top 3, first of all, the flamethrower. The flamethrower is honestly one of my favorites, although you have to hit it really, really right, and if you don't, you're out. You will die if you don't get the kill off with the flamethrower. There's also a time slow from Overclock. Overclock's time slow is very interesting. It's a slow down time and it works really well. My only nitpick about it is it's a bit too short, but there are upgrades to counteract that. The abilities in the game make it almost too easy when you go through. It looks good, but eventually it's gonna get stale. Now, your weaponry can vary, definitely, from double-bladed scythes to a sword, to maybe even a double-bladed sword staff. Who thought of it? Not me. But you start out with a simple broadsword. It's nice, it's effective, it works. I barely ever buy weapons from the store because I think it's stupid. Now, you can dash, you can teleport, you can do any of this. But there are also defensive abilities, like MX2's Fist, which is literally just armor. You activate it, and it lets you withstand a hit with no damage, and it's perfect. It's perfect for when you're in, like, a tight situation, and you just want to get out of it. It's perfect. Now, overall, the game's great, but would I say it's worth $20? No. No, it is not. The game's like $10 max. It is not $20. But for people who like arena combat, maybe they'd value it higher. Let me know what you think. Overall, 7 out of 10.